Well, here we are at one of my favorite locations with one of New Mexico Style's favorites. Of course, it's Mike Garcia, the Executive Sous Chef. Executive Sous Chef, you like that?
Yes, that's me.
Of Vernon's. And Vernon's Hidden Valley Steakhouse also has a wonderful partnership with Prime, and we're going to talk a little bit about both today. And welcome back to the show. We've missed you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for having me in your location.
Good to have you back.
Good to have me back. Good to have you back. We're happy, clearly happy together. So now let's talk a little bit about the things that Vernon's and Prime both have to offer. Let's start with Vernon's a little bit, because a lot of people hear about it, but they really don't understand how much there really is here.
Well, Vernon's has made its name for itself in Albuquerque as the best steakhouse with the best cuts of meat. So we offer local New Mexico beef.
And that's great that it's local.
It's grown right here in New Mexico. It's the best you can get in town, I would say.
I would second that, because I eat here and I can tell you from experience that the food is fantastic. But knowing that you're getting locally made products, and also when you do eat beef, you really want to make sure you are getting the best cuts. And we talk about Prime. What does Prime really mean?
Prime is a grade of beef. There's many different grades of beef. The lower grades we won't talk about. But there is Select, which is grocery stores, Choice, which is most restaurants, and then Prime are your Prime butcher shops and Prime steakhouses.
Right, which of course is what we have here. Now, a lot of times, and even though we've talked about it before, I still sometimes get confused. When I go out to order a steak, I don't always know which cut I want. I know the things I like and the things I don't like, but I still can't always differentiate by title. So help us to understand the differences.
Sure, absolutely. And you know, you could go like this on the menu and point to something and you can't go wrong. But we have many different cuts. We have ribeye.
Okay.
This is our ribeye here.
Okay.
We also have a bone-in ribeye, which is a ribeye that has the bone, so that when it cooks, the bone will actually flavor the meat.
So is there more flavor to the bone-in one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bigger cut. This is this is like a 22-ounce piece of meat here.
My gosh.
Then we have the New York strip.
That's what I usually order,
Do ya?
is a New York strip. It's a little leaner, right? Less fat?
Yeah. The marbling is great in both of them, and that's what you want to look for when you get beef, is these little veins of fat that are going through it.
Yes.
That's gonna melt and just like make love to the meat while it's cooking.
I love when he uses the analogy with food. I love it. Well, the thing is, if you want something that's a little bit heavier, a little thicker, would you always go with the ribeye?
Ribeye is our biggest cut of meat, and what we do is we can custom cut to order. You come in the restaurant and you say, you know, let's say it's your father's birthday, and you're like, Dad, I want to buy you a 40-ounce steak. So we can actually cut a steak to whatever size you like.
Okay.
So we do something neat at our restaurant. We get the New Mexico ribeyes. They come in just like this.
Okay.
But then we'll dry age them in-house, which we'll put them in our walk-in for about 21 days, and it turns into this.
Oh my gosh.
And this is a dry age ribeye. It shrinks a little bit, and we have to trim off the outside, because, you know, if you put anything in your fridge for 21 days, it's not going to look good.
Sure.
So we trim off the outside, and what you have in the center is a much more flavorful, much more tender piece of meat.
So you want to impress somebody on a date? Is this what you would want to order?
This is the most flavorful cut at our restaurant, I would say. What happens is as it sits, it dry ages, so it dehydrates a little bit, thus concentrating the flavor, and the tissue breaks down in it to make it you can cut it with a fork.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I never understood what that meant.
That's really cool.
That's great. And well, what was this one?
This is our filet mignon. Now, it doesn't look like much now, because this is the way it comes in, but, you know, I'll just do a little magic to this real quick,
and
you'll see what we're working with.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me there, I don't want to...
Is that one of the leaner pieces also?
Yeah, filet mignon is the leanest cut of meat that we carry.
But still very flavorful.
Yeah, it's so good. And this is probably our most popular cut.
Is it?
Yeah, we saw a lot of
Mike,
these.
let me ask you this. If you come in to order at Vernon's, and you can have all these options, but let's say if you want to come into Prime and you want to go home and make something for yourself, or you're having a party and you want to make, you know, for a big group of people, can you do that too?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Our front restaurant, Prime, sells everything that Vernon's carries. All this meat you see here and more.
Okay.
And you can get it custom cut and take it home and barbecue it. You know, we're talking Labor Day. Labor Day is coming up.
Yes.
And
you're getting orders right now.
Yeah, people want meat already.
Everybody wants them. He's popular.
So come on in and place your order and get some steaks to go and go home and grill them.
Great idea, because that's when you think of Labor Day, you do. You think of having a grill, a barbecue, and having a bunch of people over and just eating some really good food.
And that's a filet mignon right there. That's
and how big is that? How many ounces?
That's about 8 to 9 ounces right there.
So if I was ordering for myself, that would be a pretty good cut.
Yeah, that's our probably most popular cut. We do them larger though as well.
Now, and you were also saying that if you want to come in, you can custom order and you can custom make whatever size you want. So if it's somebody's birthday or if it's an occasion, you can do for a whole group of people.
Yeah, we can feed however many you like.
And do you also do specials in the private rooms here? Because we're in the Capone room right now.
The Capone room.
It's a mysterious room. You still need a password to get in, right?
Yes, this is our private dining room here. Do a lot of private events, charity events.
That's nice. It's nice to have the option to either sit in the jazz. You can sit in the jazz club. You can also go out on the patio now, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's nice out right now in the evening. Yeah.
I smoked my first cigar here.
Did you really?
I did indeed.
That's sexy.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I will do it again. But in the meantime, let's let everybody know where they can find Vernon's.
Sure, we are at 6855 North 4th Street in Los Ranchos. There's no sign outside, so you have to look for the Prime sign, and you go to the back, and you knock on the door, and you gotta have the password or you can't get in.
Gotta have a password. And we'll be right back after this break.